Less than 24 hours, everyone. Super Bowl tomorrow night. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback, got another MVP award this week. The third time in 4 years now the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. They beat the 49ers in 2020, lost to the Bucs in 2021. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, also an MVP finalist. The team's trying to win their second Super Bowl in 6 years. A record 50 million people are expected to bet on the Super Bowl, an estimated total of $16 billion. We are spending so much money on this. That is more than double the estimates from last year. And this includes traditional sports betting online or a sports book and the informal bets people make with their friends or in an office pool. The Great American Gaming Association took a survey and found that the expansion of legal sports betting has actually gotten more people excited about NFL games. Sports betting is legal in 33 states, including Colorado. The city of Glendale, Arizona, that's near Phoenix, they're hosting the Super Bowl this year. Here's a little video from last week as crews were getting State Farm Stadium all ready to go with the Super Bowl banners and the signage. I'm sure the parking is a nightmare. The area around the stadium is also ready to go. For people both in Glendale for the game and the people watching at home, there will be a lot of money spent and a lot of food. Rod Mackey takes a look at some of those numbers.
Glendale, Arizona, the home of this year's big game. We're all counting down to kickoff, whether you've got a dog in the fight or you're just in it for the food and the halftime show.
Yum.
This year, almost 193 million adults plan to watch on Sunday. More than 500,000 of them will either throw or attend a party with plenty to eat and drink. The National Retail Federation estimates Americans will spend $16.5 billion this year on festivities. That averages out to about $85 per person. Obviously, food and drinks are the most important purchase for the game, and those numbers are up there. 12.5 million pizzas, 10 million pounds of barbecue ribs, and the big one, 1.45 billion chicken wings. That's enough to give every man, woman, and child in the United States 4 wings each. The beer will also be flowing on Sunday, with Americans drinking as much as 325 million gallons of it. And if you're lucky enough to go to the game in Arizona, Bookies.com estimates the lowest average cost for 2 adults to attend is a little more than $18,000. That includes tickets, airfare, hotel parking, and why not throw in a couple of hot dogs and beers too? Rod Mackey, 9 News.
That chicken wing stat killed me. Here's another number for you. 13 minutes for the Super Bowl halftime show, according to the performer herself, Rihanna. Rihanna promises to cram a lot into those 13 minutes, saying it will be a celebration of her entire catalog. It's her first live event in 7 years. She said she's been so busy preparing for this, she forgot she had a birthday coming up.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I am just like Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. So it's a lot of preparation, a lot of moving parts. And this week, this is the week that it really is being tested. Everyone, we're just tightening up everything. Everybody's dialing in, everybody's tuning up, and a lot of moving parts. I mean, it's literally like 300 to 400 people breaking the stage down and building it back up and getting it out in 8 minutes. It's incredible. It's almost impossible.
I think she'll pull it off. Rihanna says the biggest challenge was coming up with the set list. And again, you got to cram a lot in 13 minutes. Some people watch for the game. Some people watch for the halftime show, others watch for the advertisements. And one trend this year is brands teaming up, cutting down on their own costs. We talked to a sports marketing professor at MSU Denver who says he does not think that approach is actually a smart one economically.
You know, the first rule of advertising is that the consumers only remember one thing. And so if you're trying to give them more than one thing in your 30-second message or your 60-second message, they're probably only going to get that one thing. And so when you use multiple celebrities in multiple brands, it really starts to muddy the message.
He says you can expect a lot of sports betting ads this year and a lot of booze ads. When you're watching the Super Bowl tomorrow, take a really close look at the footballs. A small town in Ohio has been making the footballs for the NFL for decades. This year's Super Bowl is no exception. Brad Johansson with our affiliate in Columbus, Ohio, got a little behind-the-scenes look at the work that goes into each of these handmade footballs.
From 45 yards.
When that ball went through the uprights in Kansas City,
back in Ada, Ohio.
Last night at 10:30, we started processing game balls. We did it till 4 a.m., then the next crew came in at 6 a.m. and continued stamping.
Midwest Rawhide, a skin of the NFL football since 1955.
How old are these? This is 50, 60 years old, same as Brenda's machine.
Antiques in the Wilson Football Factory.
We could make changes to it to probably make it throw easier or spiral easier, more efficiently. But they're very good about saying, knock it off.
They produce about 2,200 footballs a day here in the Ada, Ohio factory. Could probably up that to about 3,000 if you added robots, but just like the game, it's the human element that makes it super.
Our history, our story, our passion, the pride, it's all about the people.
Steven stitches them by hand. Keaton turns out the hide.
Each ball is done in how long for you?
I can do about 2 balls a minute, so probably about 30 seconds.
Keaton will be in Phoenix, making thousands of these balls at the Super Bowl fan experience.
I ain't gonna lie, I rooted for the Bengals. I rooted for the Bengals.
You were hoping that that would turn out.
Yeah.
Adam laces them all. No knots, just tuck and mold, and a lot of pride.
It brings joy to you. Knowing that it brings happiness to so many people, a ball, have part of that, it's cool.
Very cool. 108 footballs for each team. 54 for practice, another 54 for the game.
Have you had quarterbacks complain about the product that comes out?
They all do, right? These guys.
It's kind of cool knowing that Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or something's going to touch that ball, and
now Mahomes and Hurts.
Mahomes and Hurts, yeah.
So when they kick it off in Phoenix on Sunday night, think about the steady hands of 136 folks in Ada, Ohio.
And just that pride of knowing that we made that by hand, and we can watch that football on Sundays on Super Bowl.
Super Bowl kickoff is 4:30 our time tomorrow. Well, he has a really big job, scaring the daylights out of anybody flying in and out of Denver. And he's celebrating a big milestone tomorrow.